behind the words. Judith Loniak took that up on the Blue Ridge this week. This is where you live. You live in paradise. And paradise is bursting forth in color right now. I'm so excited. But I got to ask you, are you ready to be free? Yes. Ready to let it all go and really claim your divine inheritance? Yes. Then we're going to do our treatment for freedom together. I speak my word for myself, my center, and all its members and friends. I know love as the only reality. I am created out of love. Love is what I am. I know this love as absolute freedom in every area of my life, the life of my center, and all who call it home. I know our center's mortgages are paid in full, and I claim for all of us financial freedom with all debts paid and cleared. I release any sense of struggle or wrongdoing. I live in an abundant universe where there is more than enough for all. We experience freedom in every moment by always having more than enough money, vibrant health, and loving relationships. We are who we have come here to be. With hearts open wide, we see the world through the eyes of love. We are blessed. We are rich, and we are free, and so it is. And the way that we do that is with our points of power. I always pay attention. I always tell the truth and tell it quickly. I always ask for what I want when I want it. I always take total responsibility for my experience. And I always keep my agreements. Whoa, and so it is. Holy moly. We've had such transformations in this community through that, through holding ourselves to a higher level, a higher standard, setting our intention, and watching the law unfold in our lives. So this morning, I'm wanting to revisit a concept that we've looked at a number of times, but it forms part of the basis of our teaching, and that is how we see our world. Very often, when we're either early on the spiritual path or not on the spiritual path, or everybody's on a spiritual path, so we don't know we're on a spiritual path yet, we see the world through the eyes of to me. People can do things to me, either in a good way or a bad way. People can hurt me, people can love me and make me feel okay. Things can work out the way that I want them to, or they don't work out the way that I want them to, and I'm very reactive in that environment. Life is happening to me. I don't have anything to do with it. I'm just standing here living my life. And these things show up out of the blue, and they happen to me. And then we come into a place like Center for Spiritual Living, Asheville, and we start getting this idea that says, no. Nothing on the outside is happening independently of what's going on the inside. For that matter, the things on the outside actually are a result or an effect of what you have first held within you. That it's you who are manifesting your life. That it is through your intention, through the inherent spiritual power of you as a God being on planet Earth. It is your creative energy that is manifesting the molecules of form in your life, collapsing them into form through your observation, as quantum physics would say. You are doing it. It's all about you. Oh, wow. Sometimes we can go into a little burden. Oh, no. Everything is on me. This is all about me. I'm doing this. Yes. But no need to despair. No need to feel overwhelmed. Because there's that part of us that lifts us up in and through our lives. We are manifesting our lives, but it's not something that we need to force. into being. We're not willing it. We're not making it happen. We are simply directing the creative flow of the universe to show up in our lives in the way that we believe it will. Whether it is that this is working out, only good can come from this, or that this is not working out and I have set something in motion that I want to change. Now, most people jump back and forth between to me and by me. What happens when we get on the spiritual path is we realize that there is something going on inside of us, and so we want to start making it happen. We want to start doing these affirmations for money. We want to hold those lottery tickets in our hands, and we want to bless them and do our mojo and all of that stuff on it. We want to make it happen. We want to do it like that. And then when it does or doesn't happen and we get knocked off center, most people drop right, or actually it should be opposite. They go right back to me. It didn't happen. This economy, this real estate market, this time-space continuum, these people. And they go right back into that sense of being victimized and being out of control in their lives. And then they work their way back up. No, only good can come from this. I'm going to clean up my thoughts. I'm going to look at my belief system. I'm going to do my affirmations. I'm going to do my treatments. I'm going to read my Science in My magazine. I'm going to have my daily meetings with my CSO. I'm going to use as a mantra, I love you, I bless you, I forgive you, I release you. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get back in charge of my life and back in control of the manifestations, and I'm going to move back into by me. But I don't want you to stay there. By me is really tiring. By me is, oh my gosh, I better really clean that up. Instead of, well, I don't want to live that, so I'll have a second thought. I'll have a new thought. I'll get a new idea about things. I'll take a breath and pause and realize that there is a power and a presence within me that moves through me that is greater than my awareness of what I am, that has nothing to do with my story or my past or my history. It has nothing to do with that. It is the bigger part of me. There is something that I've got a hold of that is me, but I don't really know it consciously, but sometimes I can feel it. It's that expanded me. It is spirit moving through me. And maybe you've had those experiences. I know sometimes I feel like there's just this energy coming out of my hands, and I can just go, and it's not in an affirmation, it's not a treatment, it's not verbal. It's a feeling that something has me instead of I have it. And it's not that it's outside of me, but it's outside of my conscious awareness of what me is. Because so often when I look in the mirror and I go, God, you look good. The part of me that I'm saying looks good is my face, my hair, my clothes, all of my accomplishments in life, all of the things that I triumphed over. I know that's great, but that's such a little tiny part of me. There is that within me that is greater than any of that stuff, didn't need any of that stuff to be great, came in great, always will be great, always has everything and more, always has an open heart, is always crystal clear, and there is that part of me that sometimes I get a glimpse of. And I feel it moving through me. It's not coming to me. I'm not making it happen. I'm not using the law of attraction to bring something into my experience. That's by me. And that's fine. If you want something in your experience, you might as well bring it in. But what I want us to do is to move beyond by me and go to that sense that we are already on the other side of whatever problem or situation or circumstances is going on. That we're already over there and everything is fine. And for that matter, sometimes I feel like the me in my future reaches out a hand to the me that is going, what? And just says, come on, darling, everything's fine. Everything's already worked out. Just take a breath, relax, let it be okay. Set your intention, but don't get too caught up in how it looks, and know that everything is fine, everything is great. And I can just let go of all of that by me. Now I gotta do this stuff, and just know that my job is to chart the course. All I do is make the heading, set a direction, and there is something else that is moving through me that takes care of all of the details, takes care of everything that is involved. I want us more and more to stay in this energy of through me. This energy that says there's a power and a presence within me. I don't have to get it. I don't have to change. I don't have to go to a workshop. I don't have to buy a book. I don't have to negotiate for someone else to tap me on the head and say, oh, you've made it. Now you've got the anointing and you can have that. No, it's already here. And it is my job in life to let go of even the by me. And I gotta tell you, I like the by me. Occasionally, I really like the by me. People come and they say, Barbara, this is really, really important and it's lost. Do your thing. So I'll go, great. I know there's nothing lost in the universe, including this really, really important thing for this person. I know that it's here. I claim it. I call it forth. I accept it and I give thanks for it, and so it is. And then if they call back a couple of days later and say, I didn't find it, will you treat now that the person who it belongs to is okay with its loss? I go, no. I know there's nothing lost in divine mind, including this really, really important thing for this person. I know that it's here. I claim it. I call it forth. I accept it. I give thanks for it. I know I am captain of my ship. I determine my destiny. I decide what shows up and doesn't show up in the universe, and it's here now. 2 hours later, I found it. Of course you did. And I like that. But do you see the effort that that takes? I don't want to do that 24 hours a day. I like to play with it. I like to play with it. I'm going into the parking lot. It's like, I know I'm going to have that up front parking space. I have a recognizable tag. So whenever my car is parked somewhere, if I drove it there, it's got an upfront parking space. It's my spiritual practice to insist on that and to create it. But you know, there's a part of me just really doesn't care. I'd probably be better off parking in the back 40 and hiking up to the storefront. My body would probably be more grateful for that. But when I'm saying I want to do this by me, I want it, and I want it now, and I'm going to have it, and not hell or high water is going to stop me, I reach out and I grab it, and that's great. Because it gives me a sense of confidence in life, gives me a sense that I'm in charge of life. But I don't want to stay there because I'll get exhausted. Micromanaging the creation of the universe. You know some of you do that. I know you do that. Most people do it out of fear. Because they'll, God can handle the sunrise, but not my raise, or something like that. Not closing this deal, not finding this thing. But if we do it to play with it, that's wonderful. But then we've got to move on. We've got to move on to finding that there is something within us. And this something within us, we correlate it to the second step of treatment. The first step of treatment is the recognition of the oneness of spirit. The second step is knowing that that is what I am. So when we move into that state that says spirit is me, has to be, that's the only way reality can hold together, and that is moving through me, coming from a source that I may not know where it is. I might not have a really good handle on this other than I feel it, and it moves through me and it lifts me and it energizes me. That is better than decades of therapy, I have found. Having had decades of therapy, I can tell you that this sense that there is something in you, there is something in you that can handle everything, that's already got it together, that is absolute love, that is so clear, and you don't have to work for it. It's already given. When you open up to this, then instead of attracting something, claiming it, calling it forth, bringing it into your life as your manifestation, you open up and allow that which already is to move through you into form. And I got to tell you, that's a rush. That is a wonderful experience of being inspired and uplifted and filled up. I was saying about the flower, that life was so full of itself that it had to flower as you. And that's how we get. We allow ourselves to open up to the presence of the divine in us, as us, is us, and it's got to come out and show up. And sometimes it doesn't show up the way you thought it was going to show up, but it's still a good thing. Sometimes you thought you were going to go down this path, and you find that you're going down this path, and yet it all feels so right. It all feels so perfect. It all feels like it's falling into place instead of having to hammer it into place. And then there is the as-me. And I got to tell you, I don't really know about as-me. I will not lie to you. There is a state of consciousness where there is not a movement of spirit through us. It simply is the isness of spirit as us. And I would very much imagine that Jesus had that the Buddha had that, possibly Gandhi had it, or Mother Teresa, that there were times when there was no movement of the creative energy. It simply was. And so I may or may not ever touch that state in this life, and frankly, I don't care. What I want to do is make sure that if I'm experiencing to me, I immediately go into, I love you, I bless you, I forgive you, I release you. Only good can come from this. If life is for me, how can something be against me? That's impossible. This is all for my good. This is what I'm ready to heal. And I'm going to move from to me to by me. And then I'm going to move farther into a state that says, there is something within me that is greater than any problem or any circumstance or any question. It is already here. It is already who I am. And my job is to open up and let that come through. Call it good and very good. And live my life from there. As we move into this idea that says, you are a powerful, creative, spiritual being alive and well on planet Earth. You manifest your life. Let's not tarry in the pressure that can come from that. Let's move to experiencing that state of Spirit's got us, and all is well, because all is done, and all is so, and so it is.
So it is.